Welcome back to another Adventures in Gaming with Andrew. When we last left, it was actually a day earlier than this, and unfortunately I messed up the settings, so we missed a fair bit of gameplay. That's my fault. The recording, I changed some of the settings and then made it the recording almost unwatchable. So, you missed most of the winter, so sorry, but that's life. So in any case, I have skipped ahead in the main quest line, and now I just need to grub up a field and sow a field, and then I'll be able to build new buildings. So in just a very short bit, it will be the end of the winter, and then we will be able to pay our taxes and then complete the one mission. So one thing I think I am going to do, though, while I'm here is create a fairly large field. Let's see. So let's do 4x7. So what we're doing here is we're just gonna make a little bit of field so that in the spring what we can do is start growing things. And one of the things that I mentioned in the video that unfortunately is ruined is that we want to be able to build, or not build, we want to be able to grow cabbage and carrots, and I will show you why. What we want to do is make this, which is cabbage, or stew, which is carrots, and then we want onions so that we can make this, meat with gravy. One of the things that we got the ability to build in the last session, again, sadly the one that was ruined, was a kitchen, which I will obviously build once we have the ability to build a building, but right now we can only build 10 buildings. And that's why you want to complete these chapter quests, because those are what give you, as it turns out, the ability to build extra buildings. So, it is almost time for us to be able to end the day. We can take a look at now our field. So right now what we have is this 5x5 field, and we have this 4x7 field right here. What we will do is eventually plant them, and I'll build a few more a few more fields, probably back here. I'll probably turn most of this area into farmland and surround it with some nice fencing or something just for aesthetic reasons. You don't have to, but I think it looks nice. So what I'm going to do here is collect some stones and then end the year. Oh, I dropped some berries here. They will turn into rot at the end of the season. And so once I sleep and come back, they should be turned into rot. 28 seconds. Okay. So let's see. I guess I could have worn this to, yeah. That would have been the smart play, huh? Yeah, look at that. Had that all along and forgot I had it. What else do I have? Ah, fur shoes. Excellent. I am not a smart man. I completely forgot that I had those. I am gonna drop these berries too. So we are gonna have lots and lots of rot. Let's go put the stones in here. Might as well while we're waiting. We don't need the straw anymore. And let's see. Yeah, I think those are good. We probably don't need that many spears. Almost. That's gonna turn to rot soon. Okay. Let's take that, that, and that. Put that in the barn so that we keep our farming stuff where the farm is, and we keep other stuff. There we go. Great. Let's eat a little bit. And now, there we go. It's the end of the year. Let's see if we get anything special. Ah, here we go. Mysterious man can teach you some new skills. Well, I don't have enough money or hunting skills, so we're going to decline. All right. Okay, so we have to pay 202. All right, so first let's take this rot. Also, if you noticed, I guess I kind of cheated a little bit. Ah, yes. I had food and water, and basically, if you end the season, you know, hungry or thirsty at the end of the season, or at the beginning of the new season, it goes back to normal. So, I don't know. It feels like it's cheating. Gaming the system a little bit, but I guess it's life. Okay, so first things first. Do I have? I do not. I need to build a something to harvest with. I'm gonna be real sad if I have to. Maybe. Yeah, well, it would appear that I'm gonna have to buy something for now. Okay, because you need a scythe or a sickle to harvest this, which I don't have. So I guess we're gonna have to buy one. Alright. So let's pay our taxes first. Which will take most of our money, unfortunately. But then we can work on gaining some money in order to buy the tools we need to harvest our wheat. So a nice little jog through the woods. Might as well get our hunting skills in. Eventually run out of crossbow bolts, and then I'm gonna have to figure out how to buy some more. Eventually, when you can build, I'll show you. I would like to be able to build a smithy, because then you can make tools. But for now, we are reliant on what we can find, what we can hunt and rustle up. See if we got anything in these sacks. Nope. So what we could do is do some of the other quests, but they tend to mostly be running around back and forth, which is, I think, annoying. Alright, here is... Alright, so let's just do part of this quest. We're not going to do the whole thing because it's kind of annoying. So this guy, his quest, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a fascinating quest line, but several of the steps are really expensive and annoying. But for now, okay, so no, because a bow would be very hard for me right now because I don't have the ability to build one, which means I'd have to buy one, and buying a bow is quite expensive. I've made the mistake of biting off more than I can chew.
Hello.
With...
Whatever you need, I've got it.
So, well, I guess we can get a stone sickle, which takes almost all of our money. Let's sell that. Might as well sell our feathers and get more. There, now we have $120 dues.
See you soon.
Alrighty, so one of the things we're gonna do is go exploring a bit as we walk through the woods, trying to see what we can see. Because we have not explored a lot of this. because if we look at wild animals, you can see this whole area. I don't know what's there, which means I've never been there. So we're gonna kind of walk a circle a little bit just to see what we can see, and maybe there will be something interesting. There's a hawk, which, you know, could be interesting. The only thing I don't want to run into would be wolves. Wolves are annoying because they will attack you. They're one of the only animals, I think them and bears are the only two. Let's see what we got here. Well, that was fascinating. Alright, well, turns out the badger was a bit of a harder fight than I thought he'd be. But we're gonna get... Where is it? The bolts. There it is. We're gonna get at least one of the bolts back. So I broke my knife, which means I need 2 stones and 2 more sticks to get another knife. So we need a knife in order to process food that we hunt, or animals that we hunt. Alright, there we go. Well, I learned my lesson with that. So what we're going to do here is... Oh. So I broke my crossbow. Interesting. Well, that's a shame. Well, while we're out, we might as well cut down a tree. Looks like I'm gonna have to go back to... Well... Physics of that seem... improbable. So I could try to hunt the deer with the spears, but I don't feel like it at the moment. Right now I'm just exploring to see what's out here. And really hoping I don't run into some bandits because Oh, are you really chasing me, boar? Are you serious right now? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so I take it back. Other animals, like boars, will also chase you, even if you don't attack them first. So, we've learned something. And what do we do when we learn something? We change our behaviors. Hopefully. Alrighty, my beautiful home. let us walk across to my beautiful home. So one of the things we're going to build next is a kitchen. So a lot of the game is, early in the game anyway, is... Oh wait, no, I gotta sow a field first. Okay, that's right. We gotta do it in order. So first, let's... Sure, 8. Okay. So what we're gonna do is put the logs away. Then we're going to clear the field. Then we will sow the field. So, here we go. You will notice this uses stamina. So, just gotta be patient. If you have it spaced just right, you can do multiple, there we go. Multiple with one stroke. My guy needs some more stamina. He sounds like me walking up one flight of stairs. Maybe my guy has long COVID too. Right. So let's get some fertilizer. Okay, so actually first we will put the rye in here. Actually, I'll show you what the rye. So we're gonna thresh the rye first. Now, we're only gonna have to do this once instead of 104 times, which is beautiful, but now we have 104 straw and 104 rye grain. So let's put all that in here for now. Get the fertilizer. Let us fertilize. One of the first things I think I'm gonna have people do when I have people working in the village is to take over farming. You can tell them what fields to farm and they will do it for you. But for now, we are doing it ourselves. So we have to decide in just a minute what we are going to plant. So let us, if we do this, right click, it will tell you that we can plant anything but rye. So the only thing we can't plant is what we just harvested. So we can plant oats, wheat, flax, carrots, cabbage, beetroot, onions, or poppies. So what we're going to plant is those onions. We're going to plant all the cabbage, all the beets, and then as much wheat as we have. So, first things first, we are going to plant wheat. All right. That delightful sound means that we have completed our first quest, and now it is giving us a new quest. And one of the many things that... Alright, well, I gotta get some leather. Every now and then when you complete a quest, you get a bunch of things all at once, and so you just have to deal with it. Okay, so... leather. To build a bag. Okay, we now have the bag, and we can go back to our garden, or farm, as it were. The good news is, unlike actual farming and gardening, once you plant, there's actually no upkeep required in the game. So you just plant and then harvest when it's ready, and you don't have to worry about weeds or any number of other things, which I admit is kinda handy. And not at all like real life. But as I said before, sometimes you don't want your game to be exactly like real life, because that would be not very exciting. So, Alright, let's do this first. So we have the other lot that we are going to be able to use. Now, eventually we will have enough that I think what I will do is have one field for each type of thing that we're growing. But until we have a significantly more... Oops. I hit the wrong button. Until we have significantly more land and plants and people, I don't need to do that, do I? The sort of long pole in this tent is fertilizer, because now that we have some seeds, you will essentially never run out, because when you harvest, you will get seeds from your harvest, so you will be able to essentially continuously seed. But fertilizer you will need a stream of. So one of the tasks you do is you will go and you will collect berries and then whatever you don't eat. At the end of winter, you will dump all the berries out and use that to turn it into fertilizer and hope you have enough. If not, you'll have to buy it and it gets expensive. Eventually, in theory, although I've never gotten that far, you can get animals, which will give you manure, which you can turn into fertilizer. But I do not have experience with that, so I don't know how that looks. I guess we'll find out together if we make it that far, won't we? Well, we broke our hoe, so I'll build another one. We're about to break this bag, like so. And so that's sort of the cycle. What do I need to build a hoe? I need one log. Let's get ourselves a log, shall we? We'll need a log to make our kitchen anyway, so it's not like this is a waste of time. So our first day of spring is mostly going to be getting the farm ready, which I suppose is an approximation of real life. Okay, so we have now planted everything that we can plant. Let's take the fertilizer, put it in here. Let's take about that much of the rye grain, and we are going to sell it. Wonder if me being dirty will give me horror. Ooh. I was not paying attention at all to my water situation. I am going to dehydrate very, very quickly. This is a suboptimal situation to be in. So I guess we're gonna sell tomorrow. Today, we are going to drink and I guess take a bath. And I suppose eat. What do we got here? Some flatbread, okay. No, let's get rid of this lower quality meat first. Okay. Animal husbandry. You can breed different... Okay, well, I guess we'll figure that out as we go along, too. Am I clean? I am clean. So one thing we can do, oops, is accidentally cook one meat instead of multiples. There we go. We can cook a bunch of meat. Righto. Let's put our meat away. So we have... Let's take that and put that in there. And actually, let's take that. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is lay the foundation for our kitchen, which, so that's our food storage. So why don't we put it here? Yeah, that seems right. So one of the things we're gonna do is go mining in a little bit, because, you know, we can sell that if we need to. And that also gets you lots of stone. Now, the reason I'm picking a lot of these flowers is not only are they useful later for things like potions and things, picking things just gives you extra survival skills, or points, I guess, experience. So we need 4 more logs. I just so happen to know that we have some logs in here. So we're going to do that. Righto. Ugh. So we're gonna need a bunch of straw, a bunch of logs, and some sticks. So that is a project for tomorrow. So our first day was a success. We managed to get our farm ready, we paid our taxes, we almost, but not quite, starved to death, or in my case, dehydrated to death, dried to death, I don't know. Didn't get enough water. Today we're gonna finish our kitchen and probably look at recruiting our first villager. So one of the things I like to do is I want to get all the sticks. So I need 4, so 9 sticks. So let's do this. There we go. 9 sticks ready to go. Curiously, you can walk through the walls until they're completely done, so I need 1, 2, unless that's one section, I don't know. So let's assume it's 2, 3, 4, 5 logs. I can do that. Probably cut down 2 trees and get 5 logs. Then we'll be good to go. Alright, birch log, maple tree, log, and log. Stick. Let's dig up our stump. 8 logs. Moving very slow because we're carrying quite a bit of weight. That's okay. We don't have far to go. One of the settings which I have been tempted to change, and I still might change, is you can have unlimited carry weight. And that would make certain things a lot easier, I assure you. I forgot about this little part. So straw. Okay. And one thing we know we have tons of is straw. So let us put the stick there and get the straw and finish our kitchen. Almost there. Ah, there we go. Boom. We have a kitchen. Ah. Well, we have a kitchen, and I am stuck in the soup pot. Okay. That unstuck is perhaps the most clever feature I have ever seen in a game. So I think what's interesting about this is, so the cauldron, this has the exact same stuff as in our little home, except now we have the money to, or we now can buy them, but we'll wait until we actually harvest. We can cook here, but then here we can make bread, but notice how much technology it needs. 1,500, and we only have 30. So making bread is a very, I think, late-stage game thing. Well, apparently porridge with apple. But if you consider, like, all of these, we're good. Vegetable soup needs 1,500. which I think is amusing. But apparently, vegetable soup is significantly before or about the same time as some of these breads, which is interesting since people have been making bread since, well, they started using grains. Okay, so we have finished the kitchen. So we are now going north to sell the grains that we were going to sell yesterday before I nearly died. Because we would like some money in order to buy the things that we need. Like every now and then the music just abruptly stops. Like, there's no crossfades or anything, it's just done. Is she in her home?
Hello there. Whatever you need, I've got it.
So, here we go. Let's see, we get $135 reduce. Well, that's not gonna work. We can sell our feathers. And see what I mean about manure. It needs 10 manure, I believe, to make fertilizer. And it's 3, so 30 for 1 fertilizer. It can get very, very expensive to do that. Same with animal feed. It would be very expensive if you couldn't make it yourself.
See you soon.
Alright, so let's look at what we have. So we have 1 hunting lodge, and we have a barn, we have a kitchen and a workshop, and these places that we can put people. So, right now we have 912 food, 276 water, 284 wood. Units don't really matter, because in parens it's how much your population uses per day. You use nothing. I mean, you use stuff, but it doesn't... What you use isn't static, I guess. So it can't calculate that. So let us take a look and see what we got here. Ah, 3 3s. So she is probably... Well, so see, look, for her, interestingly enough, most of her skills wouldn't be immediately useful except for extraction. So we can put her in extraction. So actually, let's do that.
Hello there.
And that's what it takes. And we now have a new villager. But if you'll notice, on the top left now, it's saying, well, she doesn't have a house, doesn't have food, doesn't have water, doesn't have a job. So what we need to do is first assign her to a house. So now she has a house. And to give her a job. And one of the things I want to do is give her a job here as a lumberjack. And so if we go to the woodshed, I want... Now you'll notice it's 0 because there's no tool. So what you need is to give them an axe. So let's get some stones. I think I have enough. There we go. I want one more. Yep. So if you put... I want to make one more, so that's what I'm doing. Because if all they do all day is use an axe, it will likely break very quickly. So what you need to do is give them the tool that they need, which in this case is an axe. So you will see in just a minute that once I put axes into the sort of communal stone axe, she will be able to use that in just a minute, and then there we go. Let's use... Alright, what do we need? Okay, so this says no resources. So what that means is it can't make firewood because you need logs to make firewood. So what's going to happen is after the first day, she will bring in 42 logs and 9 sticks. On day 2 and the subsequent days thereafter, she will take some of the logs that are in storage and turn them into firewood. But for now, we don't have anything. See, you need logs. And what this does, by the way, is this total is a multiple. There's sort of a base number. I don't know what it is. But it's then multiplied by their extraction skill. So the fact that she has 3, which is great, is why she's bringing in so many logs. So after a few days, I will have more logs than I know what to do with. And then firewood is used in the winter to heat. So doing it in this, having this start now means by the time we need it, we'll have a stockpile. So the one thing that I need to do is I need to make a Interesting. I wonder if I can... I guess I can't. Apparently that bird is just... oh well. So what I want to do is learn how to make a bucket. And now I need to get some logs and then make planks and then make a bucket. And the bucket, I'll show you in a minute why I need a bucket. I need there we go. Great. So, to make planks, we will go to our woodshed here. We're gonna have to kick her out. Well, I actually meant to do them both at once, but whatever. Sometimes I forget to change the volume, or quantity rather. So now what we do, craft buckets. And then we will go to here, and we will craft buckets of water. In other words, we're filling up our water. And so what we're going to do here is put... Actually, I'm just going to put that in with the food because it all goes to the same place, but it might as well have it here. So now if you look at this, we have 736 water. And she's going to use 30 a day, so we have quite amount of surplus. Same with food and wood. This wood demand number will go up when it gets colder, but by that point, this number will also be higher because she will be bringing in wood. And so this green, by the way, is telling you what skill she is using. All right, so now we have that. So one of the things I'm going to do is next, I'm going to build a hen house, despite the fact that I have no intention, at least in the near term, of... I'm going to put all my animals over here. Raising hens. I'm just doing this because you get the points for building. And also, if you notice on the top right, our next quest is to have at least 15 buildings, so this will give me, well, progress towards that goal. So now one of the things we're going to have to do before we bring someone else into the village is build another house, because you can only have 2 people per house, and you can only put 1 man and 1 woman in a house. And eventually, the man and the woman get married, and then they have kids. And when the woman gets pregnant, or has a baby actually, she's then out of work for 2 years. Because unlike in the United States, apparently we have paid family leave for 2 years in our medieval Dynasty village, which, to be honest, is not a terrible thing. But you just have to be aware of that, because otherwise you can find your workforce suddenly shrinking and not realize why, unless you're actually paying attention to their situation. So if you don't want them to either A, get married, because for example, one of your goals is for you to get married and to have a child, an heir, as it were, and the game will not let you get involved with a woman who is married. So you will want at least 1 single woman somewhere that you can try to romance. Otherwise, well, you have a real hard time getting married if you don't talk to women. Which I suppose is also how it is in real life. Well, there's a certain segment of the population that's not true for, but you get what I'm saying. Now we just need to get a couple more logs, and then we will be done with our hen house. And the only advantage of that, again, is to get the points for building. I mean, eventually, long term, we will want to raise chickens because we will want eggs to cook with, and we will want feathers and, you know, boom. So, you can have all these nests. You have to put animal feed in there, and then you can put supplies in here if you have someone to take care of it, but for now, we built it for no reason other than, well, it also is aesthetically pleasing, I suppose, for our village, because our village is now starting to look more like a village. Now, I do want to point out the somewhat hilarious fact of you just started this random village. You went up to a random woman and you were like, hey, I'm starting a village all on my own in the middle of nowhere. And she's like, all right. And everyone you talk to will have the exact same reaction. If they are looking for a place to live, you just say, hey, I've started a village. And they're like, all right. Like, you know, you're driving your murder van around and they're just like, all right, I'll hop in. Good thing you're a good guy, I guess. Okay, so soon we're gonna have to go on a hunting trip to get some food. So let's take stock of where we're at. The next thing we can build is an excavation house. We're almost there. The one thing we really need to get is the smithy and the sewing hut, because the sewing hut lets us make linen thread out of flax. And then you need that in order to make a bow and arrow, so you need that in order to hunt. The smithy lets you make, among other things, the sickle, the wooden bolt, etc. Your hunting lodge lets you make bow and arrow. Let's see, you need linen thread for that. Your hunting lodge 2 lets you make a recurve bow, plus some fishing nets. And eventually, you can get up to all of these, but they mostly just build on each other, so they don't give you new schemes, but they, you know, like, doesn't really give you much, except here you can get a horse. Notice to build our crossbow that we broke, we would need 500 points, and so you get new production technology points by crafting and cooking. So that's why, and it can feel a little grindy to craft your way to some of those things. So doing lots of cooking, lots of cooking and lots of crafting, and you will slowly but surely get there. And the upshot is the more technology you have, the more you can build and the more interesting things get. I'll try to find a rabbit. They're a lot harder to find in the spring when it's not white out. Let's see. There's a boar, but I like the sound effects. Kind of in the woods, nice and quiet. Okay, well, we don't want that. Incredible. There's a fox. Don't want that. So remember when we were walking around in the winter and there was like 1,000,000 of them? Yeah, they're a little tricky to find in the spring. Alright, well, I don't want you to attack me. There's gotta be a rabbit around here somewhere. Ah, almost walked smack into him. There we go. I broke my knife, really. Oh, I got another one. Okay, that's fine. Oh, there we go. Well, he almost ran into me. Let's see if I can judge how far this is gonna fall. Come on. There we go. Barely, but I got it. Alright, this day is almost over, and then we'll be coming to an end of this video. But we want to get a little bit of hunting in because, well, we need meat to eat. I didn't really mean to make that rhyme, but I guess that's how language works sometimes. Okay. One of the other things I like looking for is abandoned camps. Sometimes you get lucky and wow, there's all kinds of animals here. Fortunately, with the spear, I don't think looks like I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. Which is the unrealistic way of chasing down a deer on foot. Anyway, as I was saying, sometimes I like to try to find abandoned camps, because every now and then you can find some sweet gear. So I like to just wander in the woods sometimes, just to see what I can see. The obvious downside is sometimes the camps aren't abandoned and there's bandits there, and every now and then they are packing some serious weaponry. At one point I stumbled across bandits who had an iron crossbow, and like halfway across the map, one shot, one kill, I was dead before I even knew what happened. Which, frankly, was hilarious, because I was just so not even close to it was just so unexpected. It just made me laugh. Which I guess, you know, unfortunately, maybe is how sometimes real life just comes and smacks you in the face. So, we're going to use our kitchen. We're going to roast our meat. Isn't that delicious looking? And as you all know, you definitely roast meat by just using your fingers. No problems there whatsoever. So I got some rot. So I'm gonna go put that in here. Because the only place rot matters is here, where you can make fertilizer out of it. Let's put the mushrooms. Nice little touch there. Let's put the mushrooms in here with our food. Right, so I think that is probably a good end of the day. And I think also a good end of this video. Hope you enjoyed watching. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great week, and hope that your week goes well and that things continue to get better for you. Have a good day.